I can't believe this happened to me. This was a rookie travel mistake. I've traveled to over 25 countries and this has never happened. Calling all expats living in Panama and those passing through, especially those using Panama as a layover country, this video is for you. Did you know that certain nations might deny you entry if you've been in Panama without proof of a yellow fever vaccine? Like, you can't even board the plane to leave Panama. Well, this happened to me on my way to the Bahamas. I checked in at the airport, I was sitting at the gate, and the gate agent denied me entry onto the plane. In this video, we'll dive into the countries that require the yellow fever vaccine if traveling from Panama, give examples of what airlines state in their websites, relevant yellow fever information, potential side effects, and explore options for those who don't want to get the vaccine in Panama and for those who do. Stay tuned to the end of this video to see if my Bahamas trip take 2, if they allow me to board the flight without asking for proof of the yellow fever vaccine. They better. I might be locked up abroad. Just kidding. Imagine if you were leaving Panama for an emergency, a death, for work, due to protest, or citizenship in another country, and you weren't allowed to leave. While I was waiting to board my 7:30 a.m. flight, the gate attendant called 7 people to the podium, and I was one of them. She asked for my yellow fever vaccine card. Excuse me? ¿Qué? ¿Qué quieres? She then took my ticket and told me I had to get the vaccine and then wait 10 days before I could fly to the Bahamas. Wait, what? I had flown to the Bahamas before from Panama, never needing this, and so have several of my friends. Yellow fever is a viral infection spread by a particular species of mosquito. It's an epidemic-prone mosquito-borne vaccine-preventable disease that is transmitted to humans by the bites of infected mosquitoes. The virus can be found in tropical areas of Africa, Central, and South America. Public service announcement: this is not a video for the vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers to debate. This is just an informative video for those who live in or are traveling through Panama. All unnecessary comments regarding this heated topic surrounding if you should or should not get vaccinated will be deleted. Thank you for respecting the intent of the video. Now that that public announcement is out of the way, let's discuss some key questions.
Symptoms of yellow fever include fever, jaundice, headache, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. A small proportion of patients who contract the virus develop severe symptoms, and approximately half of those die within 7 to 10 days.
The Americas: Bahamas, Bonaire, Aruba, Brazil, Jamaica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Guyana. So I have to admit this is not a definitive list. It seems to change and there's conflicting information out there. So just make sure to contact your airline before leaving Panama to see what their requirements are.
I love how obvious it is that you need the yellow fever vaccine when traveling to the Bahamas when the first thing that they mention is COVID-19, which isn't even required anymore. Here's an example from American Airlines where they state all travelers arriving directly or transiting for over 12 hours through Panama, Angola, Argentina, Benin, and another 35 countries must have a valid yellow fever vaccine.
The side effects of the yellow fever vaccine can be headaches, muscle aches, and low-grade fevers. Sometimes people may experience severe reactions, such as allergies with issues in breathing or swallowing. If you recently received the yellow fever vaccination and developed tiredness, body aches, vomiting, or diarrhea, see your healthcare provider.
So I was curious about the number of cases in Panama since I had never really heard of this requirement to go to the Bahamas. Since, I've been before from Panama and several of my friends have had. So I was just curious to see the number of cases. And it was hard to find. And what I was able to find was the number of cases in Central America from the World Health Organization. So let's take a look at those. So looking at these numbers, at first I was like, wait a minute, these numbers are really low. And then I forgot the world was on a lockdown, so these numbers are kind of skewed. Okay, so if you choose to get the yellow fever vaccine, there is a place in Panama City that I'm going to give you directions to and show you the process for that location. I'm not sure about the rest of the country. I do believe you can also get it in David, so just ask your doctor or ask in Facebook or expat groups. So I have to admit, this place was not easy to find, and some of the directions were given were kind of similar to, it's near the cemetery. It's near the cemetery. Not what you want to hear before getting a vaccine. Or if you see this place, you went too far. Or it's by the Corozal Estate. So I took some photo markers for you to make it easier for you to find. If you see this to your left, you missed the turn. Either turn back around or back up until you see this sign. When you see this street sign, make an immediate left before the sign. Drive down the road that looks like you're absolutely going the wrong way. You'll see a veterinary administration building at the end of the road. The vaccination place is before that. Make a right turn into the gate that looks like you shouldn't turn into it, and ask in Spanish where you should park and what you're there for. I advise, if you don't speak Spanish, have your translation app ready, or have these questions already translated on your phone for you. Like, where do I need to park? I'm here for the vaccination. Where do I pay? And then where do I get the shot? Once you enter, park on the left-hand side past the building on the left. This is a building where you have to pay for the vaccine. So this is not the type of medical facilities you're going to be used to in Panama City. So I'm just warning you, be prepared. Once at the window, you'll say what you need in Spanish and they'll ask you for your ID. If you're a resident, the cost is $20. If you're a tourist, it's $100. And they only accept cash. So please note, if you're in a wheelchair or a scooter, they don't have ramps in these facilities. They don't have a ramp to go where you need to pay, or a ramp to where you get the shot. So if you use a wheelchair or a scooter or need some assistance walking, just bring someone with you or ask someone there for help. After you pay, you'll be given a piece of paper with your name on it, your ID number, and some other information. Take this paper with you across the street to this building, to the right of what I affectionately call the ambulance graveyard. Is this really what you want to see on the way to get a vaccine? It doesn't give you any reassurance, and it doesn't make you feel comfortable. You then walk under the building, past the stairs, and let them know what you're getting. They might ask you to wear a mask, but don't expect them to be consistent with this request. They asked me to get a mask, and then they let like 2 other people in with that one. Once you enter, you'll take a seat and someone will come out, look at your paper, and then take you in for the shot. They will ask you 2 questions in Spanish. Are you allergic to eggs, or are you currently sick? After that, you sign a piece of paper and they take you back for your shot. Once completed, they'll give you your bright yellow vaccination card. I found the color to be ironic. So this is a dicey one, and you need to do your own research for this. When the gate attendant denied me entry into the Bahamas, she told me had I flown from Panama to, say, Miami first, and then from Miami to the Bahamas, I wouldn't need proof of the yellow fever vaccine. So that is what I did a year ago. I did fly to Florida and then the Bahamas, and no one asked me for this. But to me, that kind of defeats the purpose, because either way, the originating country was Panama. So it shouldn't matter that I went to the United States first. But anyway, I'm not telling you to do this. Do not say abroadability said to do this. Don't say Aisha told you to do this. I'm just letting you know what the gate attendant told me, and that's for you to decide. Okay? Thank you.
Let me know in the comments below if you thought that they were going to ask me for proof of the yellow fever vaccine when I tried to leave again. Checking in, and they asked for the yellow fever upon check-in.
Public service announcement. Panama as a... See if my expats... Now that public is... Oh my gosh. Once you enter, the protesters are coming. If you found this video to be helpful and like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.